Shalom, shalom. It's your favorite Aki with the sunglasses on out here, try to watch this eclipse as well as give you just a little breakdown. Me and the wifey out here trying to watch it. She's studying. Shout out to her. She took her first quiz today and she only missed 2 out of the 30 questions. I want to know which 2 she got wrong. Which 2 you get wrong?
I don't know, baby. They don't tell you.
Yeah. But she was studying hard. But as we are here going through this eclipse, the sun is shining bright, and it was very bright out here, but now it's getting kind of dim. And where I'm at, the location I'm at home, you won't see a total eclipse, but it'll just be partial. So I'm not going to keep looking up there. That's why I got the sunglasses on. But I wanted to briefly talk about the trip and at the Quantina Falls. And I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, so I probably won't say it again. But you laughing?
I am.
Wow. But anyways, it was beautiful. It was very beautiful, and I went and I looked at the sign for it, and it says it's beautiful and treacherous. And it says don't be deceived by the beauty and getting too close, because once you're in the midst of it, it can be very treacherous and disastrous for those, and have claimed many lives for those who try to get in it, try to observe it too close and inside of it. And I started to reflect on how that is so true about a lot of things in life. Let me show you this photo again. A lot of things in life is that it's duplicit, meaning like it has dual meaning. It can be both beautiful and ugly at the same time. I'm turning this way so don't get in my eyes. But the thing about life is that it presents you a two-sided coin. So sometimes you got to change your perspective on things. Like sometimes bad things do happen to good people. First of all, there's no good people, but bad things could happen even if you do the right thing. And sometimes people who do the wrong things look like good things are happening to them. It's duplicit in there. So you just got to understand there's dual meanings behind everything that you encounter or that you go through. And it's all about what perspective you're going to take. Like it's about to be duplicit with this eclipse, with the moon and the sun. They're about to occupy the same space and the same time to create this phenomenon that they call an eclipse of 2024. But in life, your perspective is very essential. Whatever perspective you go on could either be beautiful or it could be treacherous. When you're in a situation, you can say, woe is me, I can't win for losing and this and that. And that's when you're in the treacherous part, because you didn't got in something, a storm, and all of a sudden you can't see the beauty of it no more. But if you were to elevate your perspective and see it from a different angle, you will see that Romans 8:28 is still in effect. And Romans 8:28 states that all things work for the good, for them that love Elohim and are called according to his purpose. So if you love him and you're being called according to his purpose, what may be treacherous for somebody else should be beautiful for you. Like the eclipse, there's many theories about what does it mean. Is this the signs of the end time, or the end of the world, the beginning of the end, the middle of the end, or the sign of the season in which we're embarking upon? For some, that could be a beautiful season because they've been practicing righteousness. They've been in their word. They've been conforming their lives to Torah. But then there's those that are in disobedience where this is going to be treacherous for them. So it's all about your perspective on how you see things and how you govern your day-to-day actions. Is it going to be beautiful or is it going to be treacherous? And for those who are of faith, when the Most High, when Yeshua come back to redeem his people, he's coming back for justice for some, and it's going to be judgment for the others. So what side are you on? Are you on the side of justice and you're longing for his return? Or are you on the side of judgment where you're dreading and you're looking like, wow, it's the end of the world? So, but your decisions, where your decisions align was where what side you will be on, if it's going to be treacherous or if it's going to be beautiful. But it's not just, it's in everything in life. Like for me, um, for those who follow the page for a while, back in 2020, I went through a divorce and I went through losing my best friend of 35 years, 35 plus years with my best friend. And at the time, it was dark. But now, my wife is my best friend. So it's like, if you look at it from one perspective and one perspective only, then you can have a false understanding of events and situations that happen to you. There's some people in your life that are friends right now, but they're just collecting data so they can be the best enemy. There's people who's close to you that you think are your friends, but they're just kind of observing you to see what it is that you got going on that they can go back and report to other people. So it's duplicit. There's things that happen in life that if you were to have a limited perspective on, you'll really never grasp the true understanding of what Abba Yahuwah is doing, because he created this world. So although people are looking at the sun and the moon for signs, this is the chief architect who designed them, who gave them the purpose and the mission for existence. So if we're going to look to anybody, we shouldn't be looking directly to the sun and the moon for that, although there's going to be signs of wonders to come, but we should be looking to the word of the one who created it all. Like I mentioned on this test that my Isha took, she had a successful result because she studied. While I was out in the wilderness, camping, having the time of my life, having a ball, she was back here in the books. So she was able to get the results because she put in the work. There were times where I was in the books, and we're in different seasons. She's in her academic season where she's studying and she's focusing, and I'm in an adventurous side. So if she were to say, you know what, I'm going to go away with the weekend with you, I want to go camping. Did you want to go camping, babe?
Yes and no.
See, she got her priorities right. She wanted to go, but she knew she had too much studying to do. So if she were to supersede her intuition to say, I really need to study, I got a test on Monday, but I want to have a good time this weekend, she could have been out there and we would have had an amazing time. But then she wouldn't have got the result that she got in her test today, because there was very little Wi-Fi and there was a lot of distraction that probably would have prevented her from studying as much as she did. So a lot of times I have a saying that says, you are exactly where you plan to be. You decided to be, rather. Every decision you made in life placed you exactly where you are. So you're not there by accident, you're there by choice. And if you're not liking where you ended up at, then it's time for you to start making some different choices and start aligning things that's more in line for the beautiful side. So you're not jumping off the edge of a beautiful fall because it looked beautiful and you wanted to see if it's really real. And when it said it was beautiful and treacherous, I looked at the sign and it says that over 52,000 gallons are coming over the falls every second. Every second. And I realized I sat there and I sat there for a while. It wasn't being depleted. It was continuing to come. So it didn't say one life had been lost. It said many lives have been lost because they get too close or they want to see the falls and they want to experience it. Some things you weren't meant to experience. Some things you just was meant to observe the beauty. So when you're in your storm, you got to get to a place in the understanding like all things are not profitable for you. Decide what is. And then if you're in the storm, recognize that who's in charge of the storm. Like when Jonah ran away from the Most High because he didn't want to go talk to the people of Nineveh, he placed himself in danger as well as all those that were around him. Because he was disobedient, the people around him suffered as well. So when you're in disobedient, it's not only you that suffered, your whole family's going to suffer. Your friends are going to suffer. But on the other side, it's like when he got on purpose and he went and talked to the people that he didn't like, they were able to repent and be restored. So your purpose is connected to a lot of other people's purpose, but wasn't going to be on here long. It is getting a little dim out here. That sun was shining so bright. Where I'm at, it's not going to be a total eclipse. I think it's supposed to be like 96%. But I just wanted to get on here and talk to you about the duplicit nature of things that you encounter in life. So maybe in the comments, leave some things that you thought was one way and end up being another. And there's this saying, like, I remember when I was a private, I went and I bought a car because I was in a hurry to try to get home. We had a 4-day weekend coming up. And I went and bought this iMark, Isuzu iMark car. And the slick talking salesman talked me into buying it. Meaning like, hey, you start here, we can build you up, and then you get something you want later. So I'm new to the Army, I'm a private, and I wanted to drive home. And so I went and got this iMark, and it broke down on the way back home. And I realized there's a saying that says, if you want something bad, that's exactly how you're going to get it, bad. So when something seems too good to be true, most likely it's too good to be true. If it's worth having, then it's worth working for. It's worth going through the process and doing it right. There's another saying that says, if you got enough time to do it again, you had enough time to do it right the first time. So really assess what decisions you're getting and how what you're doing shortcuts on. The process itself was there to be beautiful and to bless you. But because you took a shortcut and you compromised and you didn't do all that you could do, and you took short, now it's become treacherous. And now you say, well, I really didn't want to do anyway. You're like, it's too hard. If it was meant for me, it should have been easier than this. But the truth for those who really want something, it's worth working for. So if she wants to pass school, she's going to have to study like that and continue to do those things. But life is for you to decide, what do you want? Because it can be beautiful. Like if I didn't join the Army, I joined October 3rd, 1994. So 30 years later, that decision is still blessing me. I'll get a check for the rest of my life because of a decision I made back then. It's still going to be rewarding me long past that, and did 28 years total. So that decision that I made October 3rd to leave comfort, to leave convenience, to go around people I didn't know, to explore a different part, it's still reaping its benefits and rewards today. But the other could be true as well. You could be doing something where the consequence lasts for that long. I know some people that's doing more than 30 years in jail because of a decision they made, and the consequences that's associated with that decision got them a consequence that lasts 30 years. So one consequence was reward and another was a punishment. So your life will be either your reward or your punishment. And it's duplicit. Depending on what perspective you take, what angle you take, it could be beautiful or it could be treacherous. This is your favorite Aki. Shalom, shalom.